Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little introduction. All right, so the record is definitely on. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much again for joining us for this wonderful opportunity to visit the world. Tonight, we're going to do some private yacht cruising with sailboats and catamarans. You can have it crewed or uncrewed, but I'm going to let Mary Liz go into those details with you so she can tell you all about it. Also, we have Miss Liz Coleman here from Paul Gauguin Cruises, and she is also going to go over all the descriptions for those cruise line for the Paul Gauguin cruise lines that takes you all through the Cook Islands, Marquesas, and Tahitian Islands. So it's going to be a very exciting night. Stay tuned. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in our chat box, and we will answer them as soon as we can. And stay tuned. All right, Miss Mary Liz.
Okay, thank you so much, Jennifer. And it's great to be here this evening. And I'm here to educate you all a little bit on what goes into chartering a yacht, power, or sail catamaran. Basically, the concept is like if you're renting a vacation villa. So it is a group sell or buy, if you will. So you can go with 2 to 10 people. So with that, I'll go on and just give you a little bit of who we are quickly. We started 50 years ago in the British Virgin Islands. This is with 6 yachts. Here today, you can see we have a lot more than that. And in Tortola, in the British Virgin Islands, it's a great marina. You have a hotel. We have the only over-the-water restaurant in the BVIs, as a matter of fact. Lots of shops and swimming pools, so it's a really nice arrival to come in, and you can stay and also, you know, just get on your cruise and go off and then come back and stay an extra night if you like. So after all these 50 years, besides acquiring more yachts, we've also expanded geographically. So our second largest destination as far as yachts is in the Mediterranean. And give you a quick idea where we are in the Caribbean. We're in Antigua, BVI's, Grenada, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Martin, USVI. USVI is in red because we just opened this in February and it is just going gangbusters. And the Americas, Bahamas, Belize, Florida, and in Key West. So what happens here is you don't have to go on a Saturday to Saturday. You can start your charter any day of the week, and the minimum is 5 nights. And what's really great is I have lots of clients who like to maybe come on the boat and then they will go to a hotel for a couple of days. So you can do a surf and turf option, if you will. To continue where we are globally on Mediterranean, we have Croatia, Greece. We have 2 marinas in Greece, as you can see, Athens and Corfu. Whoops. Hold on, let me go back. So sorry. And then we have, here we go in Italy, Amalfi Coast, which is fabulous, Sardinia, Sicily, and in Italy, if anybody's ever rented a villa in Europe, they are pretty strict about their Saturday to Saturday. So there is a 7-night minimum. The season is short. It goes from about, I would say, late April to May. So the reason that we have all of our destinations of how we select them is what we call the sailing grounds, because all the islands, whether you're in the BVIs or the Dalmatian Islands or in Greece, all of them are very close together. So you have a line of sight to your next destination, and the sailing time is pretty much at a minimum, which is great because people love to be on the boat, but they also like to get out and go on shore, explore, eat out, you know, do touring, that kind of thing. So it really makes for a nice opportunity to see a whole destination. So,
Mary Liz?
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I was just wondering, it has the slide presentation button on the front, and yours isn't moving, but we can click on the slide. And like right now I'm on slide 3. Are you able to move it on your side?
So you're not seeing what I'm seeing? I don't know what you're seeing, so I'm a little confused. So slide 3 is Croatia. Can everybody see this now?
Yes.
Okay, so and this is a Caribbean and America, so I guess the slide function is not working. Okay, so that works. So I
So,
don't, okay,
when you go to the next slide, I think everyone can just hit the slide button and it goes to the next one for us as well.
okay, so should I announce what slide to go to? That's where
Yes.
right now I'm on slide 7.
Okay.
Okay, so with everything we just went over, so the flexible itineraries. So if you go on our website, if you're thinking about a sailing vacation in one of the areas that we're in, we do have suggested itineraries that are tried and true, years of sailing experience, client feedback, popular attractions, and local recommendations. However, you know, it's like a rent-a-car, really, in some ways. If you want to stop and, you know, have lunch or sleep in another area for more than one day or two, you can, as long as you get the yacht back to the marina at the end of the charter. The yacht is yours to explore at your own pace. So for example, I am now on slide 8. This is what you would find if you, it's not hyperlinked here, but if you click on the day 1, day 2, et cetera, it will get into a little detail about exactly where you will be. But to just, again, bring up the topic about your own pace, if you don't want to spend 4 days in St. Thomas, you rather spend more days in St. John, have at it. You know, you really can do that, because what's really nice is that the captain, and things pop up. There might be, you know, festivals or carnivals that, you know, one is not always aware of when you're making vacation plans, but you can take advantage of them when you arrive in a destination. So our motto is home is where the anchor drops. You can just relax and enjoy the surroundings. So once you decide where you want to go, I'm on slide 9 now, and now I'm going to slide 10. You can select what kind of services you would like to take. So the ultimate, and we're going to slide 11 now, is the crewed yacht experience. So again, using the analogy of, you know, a vacation home, this would be a vacation home where you have a manager and a chef. So we can go to slide 12. And the pricing is all inclusive. So if you like an all inclusive vacation where everything is included, all your meals, all your alcohol, you know, all these bits and pieces, they're all, you know, in one nice price. And you talk to the crew. It's usually about maybe 2 weeks before departure, fine tune the type of food that you would like to have. The menu is built around that. So it's very customized. It's really a nice touch as far as, you know, going on this type of experience. 13, so the other one, without having all the food prepared and the housekeeping and this, that, we have an option where you can just go rent the boat with a captain only. And the captain acts, as I mentioned before, I believe is a 24-hour concierge. So he's there to help you with reservations to get on island, or if you want to go scuba diving, or if you want to, you know, do whatever it is during your trip. However, there is no one there to cook for you. However, you have to think that there's some destinations like the BVI's, Mediterranean, Key West, where there's an abundance of restaurants. So it's really not difficult to have lunch and dinner out. It makes it really pretty easy. So obviously everything is priced depending on what type of service that you want. So of course, with that, what is the best size yacht for me and my group who I'm going with? So we have our sail catamarans, the power catamarans, and then these are the monohulls, which are used for either no captain at all for people who like to sail themselves and have certification, or just a captain. We cannot offer the chef and the housekeeper or on the monohull, because really they're just not big enough. So thank you for reminding me. I'm on slide 15 now. So our largest sail catamaran is can be for 10 guests with crew. It has 6 cabins, so you have to remember that one of the interior cabins is for the crew. If you sail your own, you don't need any help, then you can get 12 guests on this beautiful vessel. So now we're going to 16. The interiors of all the catamarans are very wide. This is why they're very popular when you have a cruise vacation or just, anybody who wants to try this experience, but has, thinking, oh, I don't really want to go on a sailboat, and go really fast and stuff. So this is very stable. They're very wide, and you have all sorts of great amenities on board. This particular one has a really nice, what we call top deck, which is a sort of a wonderful lounge. All of our cabins are equipped with queen size beds, and all of them have their own head bathroom. So it's really nice. You just shut the door and you have your privacy in there. So the next one, just to give you, here's another little picture. We're now in 17, enjoying the top deck of this wonderful boat. And then you can see we have this really nice dining situation, and the kids and adults all like using our hydro lift. This is used for what you see at the picture, but also it's helpful to get in and out of the dinghy as well. I should mention we're going to 18 now. The Moorings yacht charters, they own their own boats. Are made from 3 different manufacturers. And what's really nice is that we have the same fleet all over the world. So, we're very equipped to, repair. All the captains are very, familiar with the vessels. So it's not like they're, trying one vessel one day and one the other. So it's one of the few companies in the world, if not the only, that has a fleet that is where the yachts are specifically made for us. So this is the 5,000, same idea. This is just 5 cabins, so you'd have 10 guests, a little smaller group. Same, we're on 19 now. The interior is the same as I had mentioned. So when you're thinking about doing this type of an adventure, you want to think about, because the first thing as a family is like today, I was talking to a family of 6, mom and dad, 4 kids. So, the kids, will they sleep together in the same bed? If not, we do have few boats that have, what do you call those? Like a trundle bed. So there is a conversation about, who's coming and sleeping arrangements. This is a really pretty picture. This is our smallest catamaran at 4 cabins. So again, you have 6 guests with crew, 8 guests without crew. And then we are on slide 22, actually. So, did I skip? Yeah, I did. Sorry, 21. So this, you can see again how lovely the interiors are, very nice and spacious, just beautiful. We have an outdoor shower. Kids love jumping up and down. And we also supply all the water toys, the paddle boards, kayaks, fishing, etc. Now we're going to 22. So this, we also have the power boat. So power comes in really handy if you are taking advantage of the 5-night minimum, particularly. And some people just really like power boats. And all the power boats are equipped with this fabulous upper deck, which I'll show you in a moment. 23. You can see the beautiful interior of these vessels. They're really very roomy. And 24, you will see the top deck of the powerboat. So actually, I did one of these boats with my family in the BVI's. It was a couple years ago, and we spent probably 80% of our time here. I mean, it's just a beautiful place to be. So that's basically how we work, just to give you an idea of the yachts that we specialize in. So who comes with us? I mean, we like everybody. Very popular. I just had a 40th birthday group. We do lots of birthdays, but then this summer we've been getting a lot of families. So as you can imagine, anybody who likes to be on the water, exploring, active, is just a wonderful opportunity. And I have this wonderful honeymooners because, as I mentioned before, about how you can take part of your vacation on a boat, and you can also take it on shore. I've done several of those, which is kind of fun. And you can just do whatever people do when they're on land. It's a nice combination of a vacation for yourself. And this I just threw in there because this came in just like maybe 3 weeks ago. This is a family that just came back from the Bahamas, because people always ask me about kids. So it's totally up to you. If you're the age of the child, you can see this little cutie here sitting in our little sandbag there. And we do put netting all the way around the boats. So it's very versatile and it works for anybody. And they're a great family. This is in the Bahamas, well, as you can see, the Exumas. So if you have a group and let's say you want to get together, you can get multiple boats. We do that as well, which is a lot of fun. We call that a flotilla. So if you have 2 boats, you can follow each other and, you tie up next to each other and everybody has a great time. So this next slide is a quick little video about experiencing a crewed yacht. Let's see if it comes through. So I guess not everybody, I don't know if everybody's finished with the video.
Almost.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realize.
It just ended. Oh my gosh. You didn't show me that video before.
Well, gotta keep it interesting,
Oh my God.
So we
Yeah.
actually had to double click on that on the page for it to play. If everyone
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was do your own. So did you see it? Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. So as the commentator said, and I'm going to move to 29 now, the pricing, just quickly, just to give you an idea, because it's nice to kind of bring it down to earth, so to speak. Just the top line here, an all-inclusive peak basically means the holiday season. So, you know, prime time per person. This is all everything, all your alcohol, the whole thing. $5,800 person for 7 nights. And then obviously it will come down as the shoulder season. You can see the difference between skipper, meaning no food, etc. You know, the pricing there. The one I love to point out, because I just think it's the deal of the century, is the Mediterranean, because all inclusive, you know, sailing down the coast of the Amalfi Coast and, you know, just soaking it all in, getting all this wonderful food is about, let's just round it up, $4,600 per person for 7 nights. So keep that in mind. And please talk to Jennifer about any promotions that we may have and the exclusive opportunities that they can offer you when booking the yacht. So there you go. Thank you, Go Travel Pros. Yay.
Oh, you're awesome. See, I love that. Just see it just like a cheerleader. And the Amalfi Coast, you know, I wasn't even thinking about that, but now that's gonna be on my brain. Thanks.
Oh, yeah. And
Like,
Greece,
why?
it's really a nice way to move around. So
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
thank you
And
so
now
much.
you're welcome. Now we have Miss Liz here from Paul Gauguin, and she's going to go over Tahiti and what makes them so special.
Okay, wonderful. Now I'm going to take control. Is that right? We're going to. Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay. This is a kind of a work in progress.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let me go back over to the attendees. And then I'm going to make Mary Liz, I'm going to make her now a guest or an attendee. And then you should be the only presenter.
Okay. I'm going to try to share my content.
Awesome.
But this may take a moment because it's not quite coming up. But you know, this is what we love about technology.
That's right.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I think we got it. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
I sure can.
Okay, and you know what? We're just
Yes.
going to go and ask if I turn it, if in fact you can, if I'm turning it or you're turning it.
When you hit the button, it looks like you did.
Okay, excellent. Well, all right. Well, we're all back in business here, and so is French Polynesia. But I have to say, Mary Liz, every time I see those yachts, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do that too.
Thank you. Well,
Just as much as I want to go back to Tahiti and her beautiful islands. And in fact, we can all do that now, given the fact that we opened our doors, or French Polynesia opened her doors on May 1st. Paul Gauguin Cruises will set sail a little bit later this summer. Our first sailing is at the end of August 28th. What I would love to do is just tell you more about the destination and what the experience is like, and certainly some things about the ship as well. But honestly, I think this is where we should all be. Why not? You know, we've had a long time in our homes, and when the time is right, I think to explore these untapped paradises is where the opportunity waits. The reason I like to start with the map is because when you talk about, or when people say Tahiti and her islands or French Polynesia, and by the way, those terms are interchangeable, you know, it feels far, it looks far. Someone might say, well, it's somewhere over in the South Pacific, but I have no idea where it is. So I like to put this on the map and make sure that you're comfortable with this. If you can get yourself to Los Angeles into Papeete, Tahiti is under 8 hours. If anyone's ever been to Hawaii, they know that LA into Hawaii is about 6 hours. So we are equidistant south of the equator as Hawaii is north of the equator. We just say that, look, it's one more movie and a drink beyond. This part of the world is made up of 118 islands and atolls. We go to 3 out of the 5 archipelagos. And because it's so many islands and little bays and everything, it's really the best way to see the island. And that's why cruising becomes a really optimum experience. It's small, it's intimate. And the fact is, this little overwater bungalow sails. Now, if you're someone that actually wants to do the land, I say absolutely have your cake and eat it too. And you can do that before your trip or after, or certainly you can do it during your sailing as well, as we spend a couple days in Bora Bora and a couple days in Moorea. So you can actually disembark, do the overwater bungalow. There's a package that comes with dinner for 2 and one of those paddleboard canoe breakfasts the next day. So it's pretty cool. This intimate vessel was completely refurbished the first quarter of this year. So we're ready to welcome people back. All the common areas and all of the staterooms were redone. She sleeps just over 300 guests, and it's all inclusive, starting with round trip economy airfare, all of your meals. There are 3 different dining venues, all your wines, your spirits. And the reason I point this out is because, you know, when you are going off to explore and looking at these beautiful landscapes, you really want to just concentrate on what's around you, all the different activities that are there. There's so many things to do by land, the 4x4 excursion. You can swim with the stingrays or the shark. There's snorkeling, there's kayaking, there's paddleboarding. We have a fully retractable marina, so paddleboarding and kayaking is included as well. And one time I have to say I did this, well, actually many times I have to say I did this. And I remember the marina supervisor saying to my sister came with me one time, she says, he said, remember, ladies, once you paddle away, just make sure you come back. Because it's easy just to kind of get lost in yourself and take in that unbelievable beauty. One of the other reasons we always find ourselves traveling is to understand people that are different than ourselves. We have 7 Polynesian hosts that live with us, and by day they're running different activities. They're talking about their traditions and their lores, and they really try to give you a sense of who these people are, what's important to them. And the thing that I would say most is that they're the most lovely, lovely people you will ever meet. They're warm, they're hospitable, and they're really excited to talk to you, our guests, about them, their culture, their traditions. So we bring on, as often as we can, any local dance and singing troupes. We bring on the children from Huahine, and oh my gosh, they are just so adorable. But we also bring on other guests so that it's an intellectual experience, because I know, you know, that is one of the reasons why, again, we travel, is because it is about learning about the landscape and history. So we bring on historians, we bring on celebrity chefs, we bring on winemakers. Actually, about a year ago, well, a little over a year and a half ago at this point, we even had an astrologer on. So it's kind of an eclectic group, but you know, you don't have to, you know, disembark and, you know, traverse all around the islands. You can actually sit and enjoy the ship as much as anything. But if you are a beachgoer, if you love the sun and sand, we have that to offer as well. We include 2 full beach days, and certainly through the excursions, which are additional, you have opportunity to have as many beaches as you want, really. It tends to be one of the highlights. It's our Motu Mahana, and it's wonderful because it's our full beach barbecue day. And yes, it is true, they do serve you drinks in the water, and I have literally seen people sit there all day long just being served by, you know, and getting their pina colada and their rum punch. The other one that holds such great appeal is what I would call our No Frills Beach Day, and that is off Bora Bora. It's on our Motu. Now you might be wondering, what is a Motu? The motu are those little islands that come off a larger island. And so that's where people get their beach days. It's the white sand. It's and all of them, like so many of them, are uninhabited. And so these are all our private islands. Now, if you're someone, as I said, that does like the ship, certainly there's lots and lots of open space. We can sail at capacity, but you never feel like it's full. And certainly it's there are probably many people doing a shore excursion right now because there aren't too many people at the pool. But, you know, when we travel, sometimes we like to pamper ourselves. So there's a full spa on board with lots of different treatment rooms. And by the way, because of Jennifer's affiliation with Travel Leaders, there's a shipboard credit always built in. And certainly some of these extras that you may want to enjoy, you can use to offset the spa or shore excursion. So, you know, as Mary Liz was saying, you know, who likes to visit, who likes to go on this type of excursion? Well, I would say anyone and everyone. It's just a matter of where you are in life's journey. But, you know, after this year and a half or so, I think we should all be rewarding ourselves, reconnecting with our loved ones. We have a special Polynesian blessing ceremony designed for honeymooners and anniversary goers, and it's all complimentary, and it is Tahitian style as well. So let's take a quick look at some of the itineraries, because after all, it is about the destination. This 7-night sailing is a part of any sailing that we have. We have 7 to 14 night sailing. So again, you'll fly into Papeete, Tahiti, which is about 8 hours. We'll sail to Huahine, spend a day in Taha, 2 days in Bora Bora, 2 days in Moorea, and then back. So it's really, really wonderful. Actually, here's a fun fact for everyone. You know, when I started, it's like social distancing comes naturally. It really does in this part of the world. This part of the world for French Polynesia has 275,000 inhabitants, right? And most of those people live on the island of Tahiti, the biggest island. And then, you know, some of the places that we visit are virtually uninhabited. The 10-night sailing ventures out to the Tuamotus, that's the archipelago. And here we visit Whakarava, I love that name, and Rangiroa. If you love water, if you are like a snorkeling enthusiast, this is a perfect sailing for you. We are a PADI certified vessel, by the way, and this sailing in particular, when you think about honeymooners asking for Tahiti, this is what divers ask for, but they also ask for the Cook Islands. And I did this sailing a number of years ago, and I was wowed. So the Cook Islands are not a part of French Polynesia, but rather they're part of Polynesia. And the Cook Islands are made up of 15 different island chain or islands, larger islands. And here we visit Aitutaki and Rarotonga. Rarotonga is the largest island, and the interior is more jungle clad. And then Aitutaki is like surrounded by these beautiful lagoons. So snorkeling, swimming, anything to do with the water is amazing. But again, the people are lovely. I love them. They're warm, they're hospitable, and it's wonderful. So coming back into French Polynesia, we have 3 very distinct island chains. Again, Society Islands, which covers the 7 nights. As I mentioned a moment ago, the Tuamotus, we go out there, and then out to the Marquesas. Now, the Marquesas, the reason, again, you sail instead of doing land is because when they say you can't get there from here, you really can't. There is no commercial flight that would sail from Tahiti to the Marquesas Islands. If you were, it would take like 3 or 3.5 hours. So really the only way to do it is by boat, by ship. And our namesake, Paul Gauguin, yes, if you're wondering, that's who we are named after, is the artist. Actually, he rests in peace on the island of Ivaoa. Marquesas is much more rugged, much more wild, much more sauvage. So here it's not so much as about the water, but it's about the landscape, it's about the people. Now, if you want your cake and eat it too, how about venturing to Fiji? I mean, isn't that sometimes on one's bucket list as much as anything? So here you're going to start in Tahiti. We'll cover some of the Society Islands. We'll visit Aitutaki. Then we will cross the international date line. And the first stop that anyone could ever go to is the Kingdom of Tonga, which is Vava'o. And then we'll continue on and do some of the Fijian islands, and we'll do there and back. And again, this is all inclusive. We start with the air and then everything else that I spoke about earlier. I mentioned that it's for anyone and everyone, and I think families are a great group to consider as well. This is a family-friendly destination. You know, my parents, I fortunately just saw them last week, but, you know, they're missing their children, they're missing their grandchildren. So, you know, for multi-generational families, this is a wonderful opportunity. So during the summer and the last 2 sailings of the year, we offer this hands-on experiential program. It caters to kids 7 to 15 years old. I mentioned at the outset, if you wanted to do that famous overwater bungalow, you could at the beginning or the end, or certainly during your stay as well. So when I think about, you know, what this experience is and what it isn't, there are several adjectives that come to mind. You know, the first thing I think about is, you know, a lot of people think you can't get there from here, or, you know, it's too exclusive, but in fact, it's not. It's a luxurious, but it's a casual elegance. It's not overindulgent. It is sophisticated, but it certainly is not pretentious or ostentatious at all. There is absolutely exclusivity, but you can really get there from here by flight, just 8 hours, as I said. But it's the authenticity of the destination and the people at large that really speaks to people. It's not a place that's overrun with tourism. It is a protected landscape, both in the UNESCO piece, but also by the fact that we as a supplier take care of the environment by making sure that the ship is you know, meeting all environmental grades, and our parent company is really, really proud of that. And then certainly in the islands themselves, they are trying to reduce their carbon footprint. And at the end of the day, I feel like any kind of travel experience that really touches the soul inspires us all. It inspires us to be better people, to be better stewards of the environment, and to pay it forward. And I feel like that is what this is all about. And these are just a couple of my moments of joy. There are so many of them. I've been there many times, and I can't wait to go back. And if you're someone that is interested in maybe going for the first time, we will reward you through booking with Travel Pros with $100 per person onboard credit. And by the way, that is combinable with Jennifer's already promotion that's there for the taking, which is another $150 per person onboard credit. So tons and tons of value. This one expires at the end of July. We also have a 2-week sale that's going on, which will end very soon, and that this isn't combinable. But you know, these are short-in sailings, and the price is certainly right. But whatever you choose, however you choose it, we're certainly you know, hoping that you consider this most magical, this special part of the world. And there is Jennifer's contact information again. So as they say in the islands, Jennifer, maruru. And
Yeah, my microphone was muted, sorry.
okay, no problem. I
And then I was sitting here looking at all this.
There.
I'm here. I was looking at going back to the moorings, you know, at Thanksgiving time, because I know you now sail from Key West.
Yes, we have 2 itineraries in Key West. So to keep in mind, the one that goes out towards the west, the Dry Tortugas, that is I would say more of a remote itinerary, if you will. There's a lot more sailing time. And then there's the other one that goes back up towards Marathon, north. And that's definitely more island hoppy.
Nice.
Right.
Well, I mean, Glenda and I were chatting on our Facebook chat right now when you guys are both talking, and we're like, okay, we haven't decided on Thanksgiving yet. And I know that since you guys are opening in May, you know, the Paul Gauguin, we can do that as well. We normally go somewhere for at least a week, but now we're thinking about going somewhere for at least 10 days because we can work from anywhere, which is really nice being remote. And then we can talk about our own personal experiences, while we're on the ship. So it's very hard to decide looking at both of your presentations because they are both amazing. And I get asked all the time from honeymooners, from people that are just wanting to get away, that has that free time. They're asking me, we don't want to go to the typical places. We want to go off the beaten path and learn about the culture. And that's a huge thing right now, is to learn what's outside of the United States. And it's wonderful here, but there's also this huge world that we're looking to explore. And we learn a lot. We learn a lot about ourselves. And that's what I take away from doing these presentations. And I really appreciate you ladies coming on here and doing this with us, because we're getting a great turnout. And especially because this is being recorded, and I'll upload it on YouTube and I'll share it on our social media, and get people excited about it. So this has been wonderful. And I appreciate everybody that's joined us this evening. Don't forget, every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m., we try to hit a different destination, whether it's an island, a resort, or go private. And you can learn about these things. It doesn't cost anything for you to join. We're just trying to start a travel revolution. We're planting that seed on where would you like to go as soon as the world starts opening up again, and more things are opening. So you should start planning now, because if you don't, it will be sold out by the time you do decide to go somewhere. That's what I'm finding too. So thank you so much. And please follow us or visit our Facebook page. Our group is Travel Pros group, and that's what's on Facebook, of course. And we have Meetup, and we also are on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're on everything. So just give us a call, and we really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.